Fishy, fishy, fishy.
What is going on, fishy friends? Happy New Year. Happy 2016. Hope everybody had a happy, safe, healthy New Year's Eve. Happy, safe, healthy holiday season. Happy, safe, healthy 2015. And on to bigger and better things in the new year. 2016 should be a good year for all of us. It's up to us to make it that way, right? So let's do the first fish room update of the year. I'm very pleased to have finished all of my renovations and to now have the fish room in a state that is a lot easier to work in, and hopefully will make my life a little easier and more enjoyable down here. I do end up spending quite a bit of time in here, and I think the hard work that I put in to rearrange everything was well worth it. Makes it just a lot easier to get around and to deal with everything. So, let's see what we got. My 10 juvenile discus. These guys are all looking really good. That guy right there, his shape isn't so great. And where'd he go? That's my little tiny one. He's going to be the stunted runt of the litter. But the other 8 in here are looking fantastic. They're growing well. They're eating well. They're behaving well. They're starting to show some of their pattern. It'll be interesting to see what kind of coloration and patterns these guys come up with in the end. Proven pair. They look quite happy. They are not breeding for me recently, though, which is a shame. I don't know what to make of that. It is what it is, though. They're happy. They're healthy. They're in there and alive. I'll be right back. Let's pause this and I'll come. Alright, where was I? Daddy duty called. I got pulled away for a second. Let's see. The 20 high. There's a pair of German blue rams in here. There's the male. The female in this tank has not been looking very well. She's been hanging out at the bottom of the tank and just kind of generally lethargic looking. I don't know what's going on with that. She's behind some of that decoration behind the flower pot there now. Can't really see her. But overall, I guess they're doing okay. There's the male German blue ram left in this tank. This was the male that was with that female that had spawned for me a while back, and then I lost the female. I don't have a good light on this tank, so you can't really see him well, but that is one of the biggest male German blue rams I've ever had. I'm quite impressed with the growth and the size of this guy. Coloration looks real good too. All the glowfish in my daughter's tank are doing very well. Not much else to say about that. I keep wanting to go over this way to show tanks, but there's no tanks here anymore. The 5 angelfish are definitely no longer juveniles. These guys are pretty large. I'm impressed with their growth as well. Let's see, we'll hit the button on the feeder, and we can watch them eat real quick. Is the feeder going? There it goes. They found the food, and they go to town. 20 long with all the apistogramma. There's my one bigger male, one of the smaller males, 2 of the females, and the last male over here. This tank is battling a tiny bit of algae right now. I am relatively happy with the rescape I did on this a couple of weeks to a couple of months ago now. I wish some of the foreground plants would grow in a little better. There's some dwarf baby tears that are struggling along back there. Some other dwarf baby tear here, kind of covered in a mess of algae. But for the most part, the tank looks pretty good. 72 bow fronts looking really good. Plants are growing wild. That runner from the Amazon sword is going crazy. I do still have some more blackbeard algae. There is one Amazon sword leaf covered in it right now. There's also a very bad glare since I moved all of these tanks behind me there. But there's a bad glare on this tank now, which I'm going to have to deal with. What else? 10 gallon with the neons is doing very well. I still got the same, 14 neons in here for a number of months now. Prior to that, I had trouble keeping neons for any length of time. This tank down here is the tank that I had been suffering some velvet. There are still a few fish that look like they're suffering. I've done 2 complete treatments of, geez, I don't even remember what the hell it was called. I did 2 complete treatments and that doesn't seem to have worked. I think there's something else affecting these tank It almost looks like most of the fish have bent spines now and or sunken bellies, so now I'm going to have to do an internal parasite treatment. It's really a shame. You know, I didn't have anything too spectacular in this tank. I had some celestial pearl danios that were doing real well, down to only 3 of them, and they're not looking so good. Definitely some issues to take care of in that tank. Red cherry shrimp tank. After I moved this tank, I had essentially not seen any shrimp for quite a long time. A number of days went, even with a feeding dish in there, I hadn't seen anything. Then just yesterday, I noticed a buried female. She was over in this front corner not looking good, and now today, it looks like that buried female has passed. She's still moving a little bit, and it looks like there's one of those fungal issues going on her underside, and it looks like there's a dead male next to her. So I don't know what happened with that. There is at least one live shrimp. So not all is lost in this tank yet. But I think when I moved it and disturbed a lot of the substrate, I must have kicked up a little junk and garbage and detritus and might have caused an ammonia spike or something. I hadn't tested it. There is a chance that the rest of the shrimp are just hiding back there in the plant masses and I just haven't seen them. So hopefully there's still a few in there somewhere. I don't know what to make of this. I'm having a lot of trouble trying to keep these cherry shrimp, and they're supposed to be pretty simple, pretty easy. I was sort of going to use this as a stepping stone to jump into some of the harder shrimp, but I don't think I'm going to take that plunge quite yet because I'm missing something as far as shrimp keeping goes. Down here in these 2 tens, we're down to 1 zebra loach in each tank. When I had moved everything, let's see, I had purchased 4 a while back. I put 2 in each tank. I think I've had 2 jumpers. When I moved all the tanks, I found one of the bodies. I'm pretty sure I had found one body earlier prior to that. My intent is to move these guys over into the 55-gallon tank over there, where there's already 1 lone zebra loach that's been in there forever. What else? Let's see. These 4 discus are doing quite well also. I'm at the point where we can't call these guys juveniles. They're getting pretty large as well. They're showing much more peppering ever since I moved them. I don't know if they're stressed out from the move now. They've been up here for a good 2 or 3 weeks already. Maybe even a little bit longer. This was phase 1 of my renovations. So I'm not sure if they're just stressed out and showing more peppering, or if now that they're a little older they're showing peppering, or if now that they're up at eye level, instead of being way down on the ground, I can just see it better. I might just notice it more that it's now higher up. You might remember this used to be the tank that was way down low, essentially on the floor where the dryer is now. There's that empty 38-gallon tank. The Planet 55 looks really good, except for my red tiger lotus has all but disappeared. There's a couple of leaves left back there, but that red tiger lotus used to take up this whole area here. Certain leaves had gone all the way up to the top of the tank, so I don't know if that's going into its dormancy phase or if something else is going on. I've not done any maintenance on this tank in quite a while. I just kind of let it be, and I don't hate the look. I don't hate the effect of it. I kind of like the jungly look. It's not so completely overgrown that you can't see anything. It looks like it's doing well. Now let's see, last but not least, of these 4 discus, which are not my prized discus, but they're doing okay. Loner over there in the corner, I'm still concerned something is affecting these fish because he just kind of sits by himself and is never so happy looking. Anyway, guys, that's about it for now. Just got back from the fire extinguisher store and got my CO2 tanks filled so I can hook them back up to my my system. And that'll be that. Alright guys, comment, rate, subscribe. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, do so now. I keep coming at you with some more content. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys soon.